Did I just save $25,000 on a tow bill? No, can't be. And best of all, I got it all on camera? What? Okay, looks like I'm gonna share this story with you guys. Basically, long story short, a truck rolls over, driver's okay. There was a tow bill that I received for about $68,000 plus a $10,000 storage charge. We got insurance involved. They went back and forth for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks. They were ready to cut them a check. And I said, hold off, let me get involved. I'm not paying this guy $78,000 for one stupid rollover. And best of all, I decided to record the entire thing because I wanted to share my experience with the audience on what these tow trucking companies, what they do out there and how outrageous it is, and somebody needs to put an end. And whether you're an owner operator or a fleet owner, if anybody in this industry wants to put an end to this, we can only do it collectively. And that's why I decided to share the phone calls, and that's why I decided to create awareness out there. Now, my job is not to expose these tow truck companies. I actually feel like from the majority of them that I deal with are horrible, and with this one I actually had a pretty good experience, even though I still feel that the tow bill, not only was it exaggerated, and even after my discount, I still feel like it was outrageous, but I think I did pretty good. But why don't you guys be the judge? Let's get into that. I know that the insurance companies have gone deaf or silent on this one, from what I understand, from what she's saying.
They've been out, and I think they looked at everything, but we haven't heard any more out of them, though.
Yeah, so they've kind of taken the position that something about excess billing, it's not right. What do we do from here? It's too much. I went over the invoice. I just got a copy of it today, of the full invoice of the tow and the charges. I'm just, giving you a call before they start taking their steps of what they want to do. I just want to see if we can maybe somehow come to some resolution on this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a few things here that maybe you can explain them to me. Skid steer at John Deere excavator, $550 an hour. Skid loader with grapple, $450 an hour. It looks just an extremely heavy bill that they're having an issue with. So the reason I'm calling you is to see if there's any way that we can kind of find a place where...
I would love to try to find a place to get this worked out. Our rates are posted with the state police, so we've been sitting here a long time. I thought maybe he was in the process with the insurance.
So I'll tell you what I'm trying to avoid is I was on a meeting today with the insurance and the adjuster, and they want to basically open up an emergency motion to get this shit out of your yard, to take the truck, the trailer, to post a bond in court, and to basically say that absolutely not, there should not be $68,000 worth of billing for this. Whether they're going to be successful or not or whatever, I said, hold your horses and let me give this guy a call, because I don't want that. I don't want that route. I don't want anybody putting liens on my equipment or other equipment of mine. And I understand both sides of it, but I would much prefer just to talk to you and to explain to you where I'm coming from. We do have the Kenworths, the 880s in our fleet, and we do have the rotators that we work with constantly. And I'm just asking you if maybe you can have a second look at this bill, because at the end of the day, the insurance company is saying let them keep the equipment and we'll go the other route with them. And I'm saying the flatbed is only worth $40,000 and everything else is not worth anything after the accident. But that also wouldn't be right, because we're also in the business, and I wouldn't want anybody doing that to me. So if you could please just have a look at or a glance, and maybe you can shave things off, or maybe you can, even though your rates, you're right, are posted with the state. I'm just asking if maybe you can have a second look and see where you can help us out on this.
And I'm willing to do that. I get that. Here's my problem. Since they haven't even contacted us and said, hey, and I'm glad you're doing that. I appreciate that. I'd rather talk this through and work it through. I'm just going to hypothetically throw this out there. Okay, so what happens if I made my rotators go from $1,400 to $1,100 each? An hour. So it's $300 an hour, and there's $3,600. What's going to make them happy? Is $5,000 going to make them happy, or $30,000 going to make them happy? Because if they think I'm going to cut $25,000 out of this bill, there's no way. Let's go to court, try to get a bond against me, because I've seen a lot more outrageous bills, and this is not outrageous. That was a lot of work.
I'm not trying to take away from any of the work that you did. Okay?
Yeah, I know that.
I see here a 68.
I don't know if it's going to make them happy.
So you're right about the $25,000-$30,000 and that's why they're taking this extra step, or they want to take this extra step. I know that something is going to come out of my pocket now because I have limitations on towing and wrecks. But I still think that we have to try to go through this exercise before they take their next steps. So I don't want them to move anywhere until I at least get a feeling, and I think that even from the lady that I was talking to before, I have a feeling that, we can work this out.
To get 30 grand out of this, I can't do it.
I don't think anybody's. I don't think. I don't think they're going after 30, but they are going after. I don't want to say 5 and 10 because that's not what's going to help it. If I can, and I'm just being open and honest with you, okay? If we can get this bill to about 40, 42, I want to have another call with them and to make sure that is significant enough because there's also lawyer fees from our side. There's going to be lawyer fees from your side, and nobody needs this headache. I'm sure you as a businessman have more than enough headaches on yourself, and trust me, I do too. So I don't want to be.
And if I get down to that 40, 42, if I can, I'm just going to try to work it and cut some of my rates down. But chances are you and I are probably never going to meet again or do work together. But maybe you're in Eldon all the time, and maybe you'll remember that we work with you and you'll call us. But, I'm probably going to at least want my storage then because they did drop the ball on that for the last 5 weeks because they could have come to us within 7 to 10 days and said, hey, we don't necessarily agree with this too, but instead they just kind of
So I'll tell you, so I think they had to get other parties involved, and that's the problem. Like once they have counsel looking at this, once they have this side of their insurance, whoever that looks at this bill, to get these people took a lot longer maybe than they had expected. It's a lot longer than getting me on the, just to have a look at this bill. And I was like, okay, you know what? Yes, this bill can be, if somebody came to me and I have bills like this also and asked me to do what I'm asking you to do, I'm sure we can find a few line items here that we can either, make disappear or do something, even without cutting your hourly rate, right? Maybe you can leave the line items there without giving a discount, but maybe just, taking out a few other line items. And again, only you know your business, only you can determine what you can take out. But I would really appreciate it, and I promise you that once we come to that understanding, it will take me about 48 hours to get you a check going and get moving on this, because I really much prefer that than to sit and fucking with writing up what's it called, notices of claims and defenses and whatever else. It's going to take me another 10 or 15 hours to put together.
Let me work on this over the next 24 hours. If you don't hear from me tomorrow, I'll reach out to you Wednesday morning. And we'll go from there. How about that?
Perfect. I really appreciate your help, and we'll speak on Wednesday or whenever you get back to me.
Okay. Thanks for taking my call.
Not a problem. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Right.
I don't know if he's going to actually do something or he's just going to say, sorry, I can't do anything. He might come back and say I can't do anything because it's too big of a discount of what you want.
You went 42. Why? 50, Ron?
Because I felt from him that I...
Tweak it a little bit, yeah.
I felt that I can maybe a little bit.
But it was 68 grand and you wanted half. 40% off. You just went to 40, 42. If you would have told him 50, it might have run, he might have got...
But I just felt that he is more than reasonable. It wasn't, he didn't get on the call and say, go F yourself, I'm not doing shit, do this and do that. I'm sure he also wants to save the time. And maybe the fact that they took a long time is a good thing.
$10,000 is definitely doable from 68 to 58. Plus
I wanted 42.
Plus you're waiving the 10.
Oh, there's on top of this 10?
10.
10 on top of this?
Yes, this is not including the storage. The storage is another 10 grand. So you're at 78. 78 minus, if he gives you the 10 off and another 10 off, you're 20 off, you're 58 grand. If he agrees to that. That's what he said. I can move 5,000.
From this. 5,000 from... So that's the thing. He already agreed to take out 5 and the 10.
Exactly.
He already agreed to 15 off the bat. So I pushed him to 25.
You said 25 before the storage. You said 42 before storage. He thinks
what? 42? 42 plus 10?
Yeah, so now that's why he thinks that's too high. That you're at too low. Sorry, you're wanting to reduce too much. So if he comes back and says, listen, I can do 50, 52.
Then I'll tell him, make it 48, 47, and we'll call it a day. Just make a 4 over there. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay tuned.
3 days later.
Hello, it's Brian.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. Sorry about that. What a morning.
No problem. I get it. I understand. Okay, so this happened on the 15th, I believe. Yeah, happened on the 6/15. Let's just say if we went through the end of the week, because it's probably going to take, that long. So it'd be 40 to 41 days of storage. What I was going to propose was, if you guys get this taken care of by the end of the week, at least paid and funded, then I would give you till like the middle of next week to get the equipment out of there. So, but I would lock the storage in at 30 days. So you're talking $9,000 in storage. Unit 89 and Unit 90, I dropped the price per hour by $200. On Unit 83, I dropped the price from $1,150 to $1,100, so I dropped that by $150 an hour. And I'm willing to take out the traffic control truck, so that was $5,700, and I took off the admin fee. So I'm willing to drop the bill by $9,600 and lock in the storage at 30 days if you guys can get me funded by the end of the week, and then give you till like next Wednesday to get the equipment out of there.
Got it. Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be able to sway them with these fees. So that's the only problem that I'm dealing with.
So what do you? Yeah, but if you're going to pay us, what are you proposing you're going to pay us?
The options that they have on the table to handle this, they feel like they can get a lot more going a different route, and I don't want to go that route. So that's, but like I said over the phone, the bill has to be at
because that's going to cost them a lot of money to do it, and good luck. I
definitely get that. I'm sure that you as a business owner get that. They have their boxes to check, and their whatever the hell they do. They have their people working on payroll there. But I just would much prefer just to deal with you and to just take care of this. And I would need a little bit more help from your side. The storage. If you can help me out anywhere, it should be in the storage. I have 3 acres myself. It does not cost the amount of fees that you're charging for storage, or like $10,000 for a truck trailer. Like, only you know what you can do, right? But where you can play around, and I would appreciate it if you can come down to, I need the entire bill, everything with it, to be under the 42, 43, and I will take care of this by this Friday.
There's no way I can do that, because you're talking, the original bill was $68 and some change. Then you're talking $11,000-$12,000 in storage. So you're talking, $80,000. So you want me to cut that in half. And I'm dropping roughly close to $12,000. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to be reasonable.
If I had this on my desk and knowing that I'm dealing with somebody reasonable, we would have been way past this.
I just don't know why they let it. It would have been nice if they would have responded and said, "Hey, we don't like your bill. We're not happy." Then you and I could have started talking, or somebody could have started talking, versus just letting it sit there for 30 days wondering what's going on. So.
Yeah. Are you able to give me something in writing and put it under the 60? And then I'm telling you right now, I will come back at you one more time, but I will get it closed off. I will come back at you one more time, but I will get it solved within the next 48 hours.
Thank you.
Okay? And I will get this all sorted out before Friday. Hopefully. It's my intention, for sure. Where we are right now with this. So I have a bill for $68,000 plus another $10,000 in storage fees. That's $78,000. Now, I was able to get him down right now. Hopefully we'll get it in writing to about $60,000. He was able to drop his price of about $18,000. I'm hoping that I'm going to get this at $55,000. I made about $20,000 saving and not getting the insurance involved. Also, with talking to somebody reasonably, without the screaming, without the FU, without any of that stuff. He is a reasonable person on the other line. I'm dealing with somebody good. I'm happy that I'm dealing with him, because I think that we can get a deal going on, and then I will make sure you guys are a part of the next call with him. All right, well, that was after my first 2 conversations with this guy. I was able to get the bill down right now to $58,000. Now, I still think that from $68,000 to $58,000, I think I did a pretty good job. but I feel like I could do even better. I really feel like this guy got me on the bill. It should not be, by my calculations or by talking to other tow truck companies, this bill should not have been more than about $25,000, maybe $22,000, $25,000, $27,000. I really got my ass handed to me. And there's only so much that I can do without getting courts involved or lawyers involved and dragging this out. And let's, call a spade a spade. He is holding my truck, trailer, and cargo hostage. So I was able to get the bill down to $58,000. I am gonna stretch this out a couple of more days, give him a call back again, tell him it's not good enough. We'll see how far we can get. And now listen to the remainder conversations that I have and how I settled it with him.
So I had a meeting yesterday, and it went, I guess, it went okay. We talked about the bill. We talked about the next steps. We're already on a good path. Just, leave it to me. I'll have a solution by Friday. I told them not to get involved. I don't want them, getting involved at all or sending in any of their stupid goons. So I looked at the invoice. I mean, I think we've come a long way. We took out the 10 or 12 for the storage. We took out the, I think it came in at $10,000 cheaper.
Yep.
So definitely in the right direction. I did tell you that, it wasn't going to be enough for them. So I'm willing to throw in about $10,000, which is probably the max that I would be able to do. So I have their 42 plus I have my 10. So I have $52,000 to work with. And unfortunately, that's all I have.
I mean, I've come a lot, and I want to work with you, and I want to get this done. I mean, it was a huge job. It was a nightmare. It was on a Sunday. I'm paying my guys time and a half. I'd go 55. Even 55 and give you till, August 1st to get all the equipment out of there. Storage free, you know what I mean? And what's left on the trailer. But I mean, that's the best I can do is 55. And I'm trying to be very, very, very reasonable, and I want to work with you guys. And I don't know how much trucking you're doing, the U.S., but, if you're in Northern Illinois, I want to earn your business if you need something.
I'll tell you something, okay? I've never had this kind of experience with anybody in the tow truck business world. Okay, usually it's go f yourself, and we'll see you. We're holding. We're this or that. So I honestly had an unbelievable experience. You've come a long way, and I really appreciate that. And I'm willing to step in and throw in $10,000 of my money that I'm willing to clear everything up. Hopefully by this Friday that you get paid for everything. I'll push hard on it. But I really need to be I can't come out of pocket more than that.
And I get it. And let me ask you this: I'm just trying to be reasonable. We're both businessmen. We're both here, to do what's best for our organizations.
Yeah.
You were at 52. I was originally, I've come down to 58 something, or I think it was 59. It was, let's just call it 59, whatever it was. You know what I mean? And I dropped another 3 or 4 to go to 55, and you're stuck at 52. I mean, can you squeeze 12 and just go to 54? And we both gave, and you won, and maybe I get to good recognition from you. I want to be fair. I want to be reasonable, and I want to do business. I'm all about doing business and relationships. In business, you got to have relationships. You have to.
So you're asking me to come out more than $10,000 out of pocket.
2,000, 12,000. I mean, I'm coming down a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you all the storage, and
got it.
I'm just
Okay,
asking for
you got my final counter offer. Let's just meet in the middle. We're 52. We'll do 53, and we'll call it a day. Okay. Please don't ask me to come up more. Let's just do 53.
I'll do it. I just give me good recognition. Keep me in mind in the future. And hey, let's keep in touch. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it.
For sure. All right. So let's just revise the invoice. And then I will already take care of, I'll have one more meeting with the insurance company, and I will write you an email on how you're getting paid.
Okay.
Okay, and then we will start, after you get paid, we'll start making the arrangements to get the equipment out of there.
Thank you.
Okay, I really appreciate your time. I really, I wish there were more people like you out there.
Well, I do try, and it's been a pleasure working with you, and I just want to keep the relationship going, so thank you.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you very much.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So we were able to get him down to $53,000. Now after that, we did send over some release forms basically saying I can't come after him, he can't come after me after this is paid for. $53,000. Now I came back to the insurance company saying, hey, I settled the invoice for $53,000 please write him a check. So I literally just saved myself $15,000 US, and for us Canadians, that's close to about $20,000. All right, I'd love to hear some of your stories out there. If you have an outrageous tow bill, if you need my help in getting an outrageous tow bill decreased, you're more than welcome to book in a consultation with me, or you can email me at sponsorship@ettransport.ca. And honestly, I would do for you what I did for myself, because I truly believe that some of the stuff that's happening out there can be resolved and we can do something about it. I'm Ronan, and I'll catch you in my next video.